Hello, it's us. I really liked Michael's introduction the other day where he's like, "Oh, funny seeing you here and us," or like whatever he said. Anyway, hi. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch Monday's episode of Charm Heroes. Shameless plug. Um, Thank you for coming to This is Monster Hearts. This is not Charmed Heroes. But this is Monster Hearts, so you are in the right place. Um, we are on session 7. It's been a while since we've met because holidays are crazy. Um, but we have a couple of announcements to make. This Sunday, don't even try to come to our stream because we won't be doing it exactly. No, 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 no. Don't do it. We won't be there. Maybe there will be like a cool clip on Instagram or something that will hold you over because I will be itching for to play. Not on Monday. This is going really well. I even have my calendar up. On Monday at 7:30 p.m. on the 16th of December, Talk With Me will be having another episode, the biggest episode yet. Matt, is there a title?
There is not a title, but I can confirm it is the biggest episode yet.
Thank you.
Or is there a title, but you just don't know what it is?
There is definitely a title, but I do not know what it is.
It just hasn't been made yet. And then on the 17th, get a little crazy. We got the annual scary Christmas one shot DM'd by Emily. Come hang out with us for that if you like the holidays but are also terrified of them at the same time. This will be a really good time for you to watch us play this game. Traditional D&C settings, so we're not going into any other roleplay situations or anything. But then Curse of Strahd is on the 19th.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Curse of Strahd is back on the 19th. I just gotta make sure. This month has driven me into insanity. So 19th, 7 p.m. Curse of Strahd, be there, and then stuff is gonna happen after that. But that's way too far in the future for us to plan, because we have to be feral. Welcome to Monster Hearts. Make each main character's life not boring. Keep the story feral. Say what the rules demand, and say what honesty demands. And the 5th rule: be crime, do gay. Just for anyone who's out there. Yes. Josie. You were at a abandoned apartment building.
Yes.
With your friends, Onyx, Steve, Vernon. A new face, but someone who is intriguing you all the same. Jess, Chua, kind of a new arrival in town, making you the not new kid anymore. And Onyx and her sister, Alaska, also accompanied by now what we know to be ex-boyfriend, Josh of Onyx. When you receive a text in quite possibly the worst time to be receiving a text after the discovery of a large puddle of dried blood in this abandoned apartment building, you get a text from Tori. Her name pops up on your phone, and you catch a glimpse of the message in the like lock screen bubble, and it says, "Hey, can you come over? Something isn't right."
Guys, my girlfriend's in trouble. I gotta go. I know that there's like a lot going on here. I'll text you later. And I just like ghost through the wall.
And that
Of the
honestly
third
is
floor.
really, really similar to what we had said. Like in the last, I think I just had you like look at the thing and be like, guys, I gotta go. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So you phase through the wall, leaving behind the situation that we saw in last week's episode. Or last, however years ago that was. You find yourself floating through the wall of the top story of this apartment building, sink ever so lightly down to the bottom. Do you become corporeal again, or do you just like float?
No, I like still in like it's a teenage movie. Like I'm running.
Yeah.
One shoe's untied.
Once she's untied, you might trip a little bit, but you don't care. You're gonna keep going. Tori's in fucking trouble, probably, maybe. It sounds a little bit innocuous, but you're not gonna chance it. Shit's weird. You just found a pile of blood in your friend's old parents' apartment building. So you make your way to a bus, a train, whatever you need to take to get to Tori's. And ever so familiarly, you've been spending a lot of time together. She's your girlfriend. You have had a fun, beautiful summer. You knock on her door, and there is no answer.
I text, "I'm here." Question mark.
No. It says it was delivered, but there's no
Mhm.
like read.
Have I met Tori's parents? Like,
I would say yeah. In you maybe haven't had like a formalized like meeting or sit down, but you've spent enough time together that
we've
like
been going
as
out
she's-
for enough months, and I am
Yeah.
a teenager, so I do have the gumption to walk into this apartment if it is unlocked.
Yeah, you try the door and it is unlocked.
Hello, Tori, Mr. and Mrs. Summer. Anybody here?
You hear a voice from kind of the back of the apartment. I'm back here. And you recognize it to be Tori's voice.
Uh-huh.
You recognize it to be Tori's voice. I've really ruined Sophie, honestly. I think CharmedPersons has really ruined Sophie.
Sometimes I take breaks from playing this game, and I'm like, God, my anxiety is just so much lower than it usually is. I don't understand what's going on. Okay, I was like, oh yeah, hey babe, what's going on? And I like start like walking back.
Yeah, you would know that like from where it is, the sound is her bedroom. Like
Yeah.
it's in like the back part of the apartment.
Like phone out still, like
Mhm.
sweating, like
Yeah, and like lights are on. It's not
Oh.
it's not particularly haunting.
No.
It's not like you're walking into like a crime scene or anything.
Mm.
So you make your way to the back, you open the door. As always, you see like a purple haired kind of like side shave. She's wearing sweatpants. She's not
Hot.
right. Hot for us. She might be like, oh no, these old things, like stop, whatever. And let me just pull up
Your
A
vulnerability around
reminder.
me just turns me on so much.
Stop it. Shut up about my vulnerability. I think, can you see it?
Mhm.
Oh no. Did it
Oh,
pop
it
up?
did break.
Yeah, the image is broken.
Oh
yeah.
no. I did a bad thing.
I'm a bad girl.
No, that's gonna be a bummer.
Yeah.
Did you delete a bunch of the
Yeah, and I didn't know that
source
it would break
locations?
the.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, I fucked up. We'll figure that out later. Who cares? So beautiful purple, like dyed hair. You can see a little bit where this past summer the roots have kind of grown, and you see like this kind of darker, like accent coming out. And she turns around, and it's very clear that she's just been sobbing.
Oh my God, babe, what's wrong?
I have to tell you something.
I'd like go over and like, she's sitting on the bed, and I would just like get on my knees on the floor in front of her and put like my hands on her like eyes. Yeah, whatever you got going on, we can work on it.
You just hear this deep, like, it's almost like a lustful, like very like hearty, very rich laugh come from her throat. And you
Angie, leave me
pull
alone.
back. You pull back, and as if Tori was never there.
Oh.
It's not a transformation. There's no like it was her and now it's not. You look up and staring back at you is a hooded figure with no face to see. You can't see the details of her face. You see that there is a face. You trust that there is a face, but you see the visage of Mother sitting on Tori's bed.
Clarifying question.
Yes.
Because you have erased and brought people back from existence, when you say it's as if Tori was never there, I know I had a girlfriend, right?
You had a girlfriend.
Okay.
In this moment, it is clear to you that like this was never Tori. Like,
yes.
In this moment, you know Tori exists, but in this moment, Tori was not in this room. Likely didn't even text you.
Yeah.
Like.
And
that's why. So this visage of Mother appears on the bed. Do you stay connected in that moment? Do you jump back? What's your...
I think I want to like strike at them and try and cause a harm.
Okay. Roll to lash out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be crime, do gay.
Be crime, do gay, babies.
Do it work? No. Okay. Is it 2d6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then add your
Oh
Wow.
Fuck you, Mom.
Oh shit. And then do you have a volatile?
I have 0 for volatile.
Oh, 0 for volatile. Okay,
yeah.
so 11 still though.
And if she doesn't like exist really, that's fine.
Well, so she does. You strike her, and for a brief moment, you see like it's weird because you have yet to see any facial features, even being so close to her. It's as if like, you know, in dreams when you are having a dream that there's like a light in your eyes or it's like dark and you like are trying to see something and you can't quite see it no matter what angle you get at. That's the feeling that is being this near Mother, is like you should see something but you're just not, and it's almost like an illusion. And your brain, because you know human connection and you're seeing a person tangibly in front of you, for a brief moment your brain tricks you into thinking that you see her start, or like if she had a face there would be like a wide-eyed sentiment, and you get the sense like she expected so many different reactions from you, but you being physically forceful was not one of them. And I will say you reach out, you slap her, smack her, scratch her, whatever it is you do, and it hits her. You feel your hand hit a thing, but you do not see any damage, any mark made.
Right. Yeah.
And actually you feel in your hand a pain, a like stinging, and you take 1 harm.
Yeah.
And she keeps that chuckle Oh, Josie.
Where?
Tori's fine. Tori's fine.
Where is Duffy?
Duffy's. Well, I would say he's fine. We might have uncooperative disagreement about his status. But he's fine, nonetheless. In a way.
What are you doing?
And I'm
here?
not here. I'm not here for Duffy. I'm here for you.
But you already knew you can't have me. It's the reason why I am this way, right? You tried to turn me into one of those, and now I'm this.
I wish I could claim the, forgive me, lack of a better word, mess that you are. A botched attempt. No offense, no offense. You are lovely. You are still you in a different way. But in a way, you are a relic of my mistakes in trusting the wrong people. And believe it or not, I'd like to make amends for that.
Cool. First thing I need, give my brother back.
Now, if you're going to be like this, I can leave without ever having given you any option one way or the other. Your brother is not what I'm offering here. Your brother is far gone. But at you, I can still give a choice to.
Why would I ever trust you?
You see, as I just told your friends, I'm not your enemy here. People come to me. People merely ask me for things and I give them to them. I do have a price, yes, but I'm not vengeful. I have no stake in any game. You were merely a passerby who was an easy target for the person who wanted something from me. And yet, here I am taking the blame, and it does hurt my feelings sometimes. I just want to help. And I'd like to help you. To make amends for this half-life that you've been given. So will you listen to me now, or do you want to continue to throw your little tantrums?
I mean, I'm here.
Good. Excellent. I'd like to offer you a way out of this. And she lifts up kind of a shrouded hand and gestures to you. Right now you are not human, nor are you dead. You are what some would call a ghost. I can help you on either end of the spectrum. I can help you pass on to an entire end of existence, leaving you to whatever wiles of the afterlife you could imagine. Or I can bring you fully back into the perils of the mortal world. Of course, not making a choice is still a choice, and you are welcome to reject both offers. But I can't say they'll come about again.
What will it cost me?
Every so often I like to do a bit of pro bono. I'd say this one could be on the house. Again, I'm just attempting to correct a mistake that didn't need to be made. And to show you that I have no ill will for you and your little friends engaging in my affairs.
Look, we just read The Monkey's Paw in English class, and like, I know that like there's always a trick to these things, right? Like you're gonna put me back in my body, and then I'm gonna be like a zombie.
Life comes with risk. Death is certain. Even if there is no trickery now, there will always be trickery down the line, in some way or another. To be alive is to be deceived.
What's what's keeping us from like crossing paths in the future? You say you have work you're doing in this town. You've already taken away Ronnie, my brother. Do you think that this buys us peace between us somehow? Is that what you're looking for?
It could be a start, but I don't imagine you have any interest or desire in forgiving me for bringing the mortal existence of your friend to an end. Your brother. But I would like to remind you that those were not my choices. Like I said, I deal in favors. I was merely asking for payment for my favors. So perhaps the anger that you feel at these losses is not directed at me, but rather those who use me to gain what they want in this world.
Who?
No. Josie. I'm making you an offer here. And I'm happy to give you a little time to think it over, but I surely cannot go around releasing the information of the people who utilize me. Think of this as you utilizing me. Favor-free, of course. I promise on my soul that this is not a trick.
How much time do I have?
Well, you lot are very impulsive. Is 24 hours too much or too little?
I think it's just right. Here's something for you to consider in the meantime.
Hmm.
You say you're not vengeful. I am. What will it cost for you to tell me who bartered for my brother and Ronnie? Come find me in 24 hours, and I ghost out the wall.
Hey. So you ghost out of the wall, leaving Mother behind. Um, we will say, where would you go, do you think? Because in just to give you some context, because I know you weren't here,
Yep.
we never met up with you
Mhm.
last week's episode or last time's episode. Basically, they kind of learned all that you just did, that Mother is hired. Essentially, she provides help to those who ask, and she told the whole story of Onyx and Alaska's parents basically begging for the life of Onyx's mother when she was almost dead from childbirth. She gave them the deal, and they went back on it. And so to punish them,
They became
sequestered them to
feral
wolves and spared the children, only giving them half as harsh of a life. But in that, cleared up the fact as to why Onyx's parents are now seemingly involved with Mother, and why you saw them at Ronnie's kidnapping / murder. So you basically have put all of that together too now with like Mother works on deals. So they basically all went home. This is now turned into a little recap. Excellent. I had a little recap written and I was like, no, I gotta go right into it. So basically, everybody went their separate ways. Jess at one point invited Vernon to turn her into a vampire, I think. Or like something happened where you were like interested in that.
It was just a kiss.
Okay. Is that what the kids are calling it? And also Jess reached out to her friends in Chicago, and asked them to come, asked her ex friend, who knows, Sasha, to come and help deal with whatever's going on. And everybody went their separate ways. Steve went to his house where he found his mom and dad having a cute romantic moment in the basement, slow dancing. He came down. They all had a nice, lovely time. And after a particularly harsh kind of reality glitch, called out his mom for using Mother to bring back his father. Jenna denied it at first, and when Steve continued to push and try to hex her, she neutralized his magic with her own, and Steve currently is without powers. And all the while that's happening, Josh and Onyx are finding themselves over at Josh's house. A kind of last minute attempt at negotiating a long distance relationship is had. Onyx is not interested. Josh is a little heartbroken. And all the while, Vernon, who were you creeping on? weren't you watching someone? Didn't you like go to somebody's house? We were like, who are you watching tonight? And you were like, oh, Ken, wasn't it? You were, or no?
First of all, I'm not creeping on anyone. That's perfectly
I'm
normal.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Who are you watching stealthily in the dark, unknowns to them? Unconsensually gazing upon in the dark.
I can't remember. Was it Ken? It might have been Ken. I don't trust that guy.
It was either Ken or you had I mentioned something about Bridget as well, Miss Townsend. Let me see if I have it in my notes. Okay. I don't have it in my notes. I should really write these things down.
Was it Becca?
Oh, it was Becca. You like texted Becca or something.
Yes. Because she's alone and vulnerable.
Because she's alone and vulnerable.
That's
and
what I have in my
that's
notes.
just the way you like it.
Ew.
I'm sorry I said that. That was season 1, Vernon. I apologize.
Yes.
I did not recognize your growth. So that's what you missed last time on Monsterhearts. A lot happened, and we ended the episode with Steve calling a confused Onyx, crying and saying,
I really need you to come get me. My mom, she took away my powers. I remember stuff now. I just need you to come get me.
Steve, slow down. What are you saying?
My mom's been lying to me this whole time, and I think I kind of knew it deep down, and I don't have any. Everything's bad.
Okay. I guess you can come over. But I'm sorry. I need to be with my family right now. And
Onyx,
I know, and I don't want you to think that this is like a rejection or anything, but Steve, I love you, but I'm going through something as well.
Okay.
But come over and sleep on the couch. I just might go in my room for a little bit, just be alone.
No, you know what? It's okay. You're right. I shouldn't have bothered you, and I'm really sorry. And I hang up.
No. And you hear that little bit of like a.
Yeah.
And then I think at some point in time, Steve would get a message from Josie that's like, "Hey, we need to fucking talk."
Yeah, and I would, because this is a movie. I think I hang up the phone. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Ding! I get a text message.
Hey, we need to fucking talk. And as a reminder, it's probably like 10 or 11 at night at this point.
I think at that point I would just call Josie. Would you answer?
Yeah. My day has taken me a few different places, for sure. Where I have ended up is at the cemetery with my body.
Okay.
Ew.
I think I FaceTime you.
What?
You're doing like in front of your dead body, and I'm like sobbing, like.
oh shit!
And just as a reminder, you've been dead for like a year.
Yeah.
Your body has been decomposing for a year. It smells really bad in there, like, and you do not look like yourself.
I'm like. And then I would say everything, and then I would be like, I'm gonna be right there, and I would go to the cemetery. And I mean,
would you tell anybody? What, just the two of you? Or are you calling anybody else up?
Go ahead.
If we've talked on the phone, I think like, oh shit, I wanted to like run this by the whole gang, but like if we need to like solo mission this, like we can just chat for a bit.
I don't know what to do. I don't want to wake everybody up, but Josie, my mom's been lying to me. She's been working with Mother. my dad was dead. I remember now he died. I
Come over.
Okay. And I head to the cemetery. And I think I would. But instead of texting the group chat, I think I would simply, just knowing that he's up, I would text Vernon.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little mad at Onyx.
LOL.
Yeah. And I don't think I would even say, like, are you up or anything? I would just say, if you're willing, meet me and Josie at the cemetery. Actually, no, fuck it. He's not 33 years old. He would say, meet me and Josie at the cemetery. He's a teenager, doesn't care about your consent. He just wants you to go.
Thumbs up.
Yeah,
I'm already there.
Oh, yeah.
So you two convene upon the mausoleum.
Oh, hey, Vernon, we're both showing up at the same time. How convenient is that?
What's up?
Okay, well, Josie also has some stuff to talk about, but I gotta talk about this, so I'm just gonna start talking. And I was with Mom and Dad, and I noticed that, I don't know, things felt weird. You guys ever feel like I just kind of like zone out for a second and like I forget what I was talking about?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
That's Mother. Well, I mean, some of it's Mother, some of it is me, but when it's about like my life and my parents, it's Mother, because she like changed. I don't know. You used to, and do I like, Angie? Has the glass broken for me? Like, do I remember like everything?
It still is. It feels as though you. It's hard to explain. It's not quite settled.
Okay.
This new reality, which
Yes.
is the reality.
Yeah.
It feels as though you're in.
Is it? Can I kind of try something? Like, is it like a person who had amnesia, remembering everything about their life, but like it's through learning it again and not like
Yeah, it
their
basically
old
feels
memory?
like. Yeah, it feels like someone told you this story over and over and you've kind of adopted it as your own. So it feels like it was real to someone, but not necessarily you.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, when you like tell yourself a story about what happened, like kind of
So much
fabricate
that it
reality,
becomes
that it
real.
feels
Yeah.
as though it's real.
Yes.
It's like that, but you know, because your mom has reinforced the truth in it, that it is real, but it doesn't feel quite right.
Okay, yeah, for sure. That makes sense. But then I think he would say, like, you guys used to know this too, but, like, my dad died, I think, and then my mom must have gone to Mother and asked for him back, and then he came back, and, like, my memory was kind of, like, wiped, and a lot of our memories were wiped, and But anyway, I confronted Mom about it, and I was like, Mom, you shouldn't have talked to Mother, and I thought it was going to be like we got to do something about this kind of conversation, but my mom was like fully in denial, and I was like, Mom, please, like, I'm not crazy. What is going on here? And then I was going to hex her because I could tell that something was up, and she stopped my magic with her magic. My mom has magic.
Okay.
And then I left, and now I'm here.
Damn, dude, that's like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up that she
There's
did
like a
that.
very slow, awkward hunt. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, I wish Onyx was here.
Wait, who said that?
You look up at the roof of the mausoleum and you see Cora's face just peering above.
Vernon?
Sorry, I didn't.
It's okay.
You guys do this like every night, huh? Just watch people?
No, I just come here sometimes, and then you just came here and you were starting to tell a story, and then it sounded really.
I've been in here
Intriguing.
for like 3 hours.
I wasn't here 3 hours ago. You were in here the whole time. I just came and
Yes.
laid on top because the night is nice.
Damn, we could have like, this could have been like a thing. Whatever.
Like,
Okay, so like, yeah, we need to figure out what to do about that, and we need to talk about that. But you also need to talk to us. So what do you need to talk to us about?
And what do you need to talk to us about?
I mean,
Cora, just get down here.
Oh, okay. She like very gracefully just like jumps off of the.
Yeah.
I don't want to like. I mean, like, crazy is not the right word. That sounds crazy, but I did just. Mother came to me, and she offered me a deal. I think you're right. I think that like people use her as like a conduit,
Yeah.
and like people make like deals with her.
Yeah, she's like a warlock patron.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about multi-classing into warlock?
Here's the thing. She said she'd bring me back, like for real back. And like I don't want to trust her, but like
Well, then,
I could be like normal.
Well, then what about Ronnie? What about Duffy? Can she bring them back?
I think other people used them as payment for their deals. And here's the thing. Somebody probably gave up Ronnie's life in order to make their wish happen.
Whose life got better when Ronnie died?
I don't know. Me as a character does not know.
Yeah, me. Whose life got better when Duffy died?
I don't know, like Duffy's he's like one of those things, so like I don't know.
Or was he like
if he like had to get like recruited in order for like,
or maybe their life was already better and Ronnie and Duffy were punishments, not payments.
Oh.
So we didn't see anybody's life get better because they were punishments.
I mean, if she can bring people back from the dead.
Okay, but what does she get out of it? There's no way she doesn't get something out of it. We just read Monkey's Paw in English class.
I know. Like the finger turns and like obviously like that's why like I was here. I was like I gotta go look at my body because if she's bringing me back, she's just putting me back into this thing. Like that's.
Oh man, that could be what it is.
Because like I'm not gonna come.
Did you
back.
ask her if you're gonna be a zombie?
I did ask if I was gonna be a zombie.
Oh,
she didn't say no.
Oh well, Josie.
She did say tricks
Mother
might not
comes
happen
in
right
and says,
now,
"What?"
but they will happen in the future.
Ah!
No.
There's also a part of me that's like, keep your enemies closer, you know?
I don't think
Here's
we
the
should
thing.
get close to her.
I have to make a decision in like 12 hours.
Do you think maybe we should wait to talk to Jess's friend? It sounds like maybe they had run into something like this before. Jess has a friend, and blah, blah, blah. I tell you everything that you learned in the recap.
Whoa.
Yeah. My mouth's dry from talking so much. Let me
The
take a
other
drink.
thing, though, like, even if we can't make a deal to bring these people back, Steve, as much as I want a normal life and to just be me again, these people that took Ronnie and Duffy away, they deserve to be punished. I think Mother can tell us who did this.
And you think if you accept her deal, she might be more inclined to tell you? Is that, I'm asking you.
I asked her to consider it, and then I was like, cool, I can't stick around to like hear what she'll say. I gotta get out of here. Like, and so I had like my little cool moment. I gave her the finger and I
Oh,
ghosted
that's
out of
cool.
there.
That's cool.
If you
Maybe I should have stuck around to like talk more about that. Like,
no, that would have been lame. That would have been lame.
No, you did the right decision.
Right away. Out. Take the power. Kind of.
If you take Mother's deal, what happens to someone else? Maybe someone else will die. That's close. I don't know how she works.
She said this one would be pro bono, since
What does
she's
that
already
mean?
put us
I'm only
through
15.
so much.
Like free, like when lawyers do pro bono work.
Why didn't they just say? Why didn't you just say free?
Because she's like an old weird warlock.
An old weird warlock.
She's like from the Feywild, dude. I don't know.
Then we definitely can't trust her. I mean,
Well-
Josie, the thing is like, Vernon, even you, who has a closer situation to Josie, neither of us really have the authority to tell her how to feel about this. This is an ask that is... I can completely understand why you're thinking about it. And I do see the pros. I do. And even I am tempted to say that that is something that maybe we should do. And no matter what decision you make, I'll support you. But all that being said, I just don't... I feel like there's no way it's a good idea.
I think we should talk to Jess's friends.
When are they going to be here? How far away is Chicago?
They'll be here
That's
soon.
so fucking far.
They were
That's like-
driving recently.
They're driving?
What are they taking the Oregon Trail?
Yeah, they're in horse and wagon.
They're going to get dysentery.
By a snake.
I played that in social studies class.
Yeah, dude, it is a fun game though. I will say.
It was fun, but the website was so old that you had to use Internet Explorer.
I remember when it first
Oh.
came out.
You remember when it first
was-
came out?
Yeah, I was.
You were
50.
here at the beginning of video games, and you've seen how much they've grown.
Yeah, I was really into Pong.
Cora like leaps boundlessly back up to the top of the mausoleum and just like lays back down, like reclines.
It's like super late. Should we call Jess now and like get them to like
No,
call
the
it-
last time I called Jess,
conference call?
Jess got really mad at me the last time we talked, and part of what she got really mad at me about was talking to her randomly in the middle of the night when I
Oh,
barely know her.
boundaries. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we did. We were gonna like go break into her house. the first-
110%.
Can
It
you
makes
just
perfect
text her?
sense.
I
Yeah,
Or
we
could
could
calls
text.
down?
I'll text her. I spent a few hours with her tonight, so.
Oh God. Okay.
Are you-
Cora's head like pops over the side. You what?
Vernon's got the hots for Jess, and Jess has the hots for Vernon. Anyway,
Well, I can't wait to meet her.
But while Vernon is texting Jess, on a more serious note, my dad, if we deal with Mother, if we somehow, what if she takes him away again? Is it even really him? Is it? Maybe it's some. I mean, it feels like him. It sounds like him, but I'm sure I felt like me and sounded like me. I mean, he died.
in some ways, you were so unlike you. Like you've been happy with your dad. He's been normal, right? Like
It's been like a movie.
I'm not gonna tell you to like you have to give that up. I'm not saying like she's good or that we can trust her. I'm not saying there wasn't like a cost to this, but like I would never tell you to like give up your dad again.
Yeah, my head's swimming about this. I think that we should definitely talk to Jess's friend. Has Jess responded? Is she up?
Yeah, I will text Jess. What time is it? Like midnight?
At this point
Like
it's
a-
like
yeah.
going on like 11:30 midnight.
Okay, cool. I will text Jess and say, things have escalated with Mother. Pretty scary stuff. Hoping to get your guidance, advice, as well as your friends. We're at the graveyard now. Period.
So Jess, you are like you and Aunt Yuki had like a lovely little bonding conversation. She, in kind of a surprise display of softness, kind of really met you where you were at and understanding how hard this transition has been and potentially will be for you. You got into your little futon situation pretty happy, I would say, from what I could gather. If you want to speak differently to that, you can. But you would find yourself like she's gone to bed, lights are off, it's very quiet in your apartment, and once again you're getting a ping from this group of friends.
I think it's like right as she's about to like plug her phone in that she gets this message. Oh, fuck. And then sort of like on instinct is already like getting out of bed and like moving towards like shoes and stuff, and then stops in like the like foyer or whatever. And is sort of like replaying this conversation that she just had with Yuki about like, are things my fault? Like, how do I keep Chicago from repeating? And is like on this precipice for a while, but then does decide to put on her shoes, and she gets out of the apartment. She starts moving towards the graveyard with just like this thought in her head of like, it'll be different this time, it'll be different, I'll make sure it's different. And she goes to the graveyard.
As you're on your way to the graveyard, repeating that mantra, this will be different, this will be different, you get a ping on your phone from the Instagram thread with Sasha. You open it, leave it?
Yeah, I open it. I did also, for future, I did text him my number, the new number.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll say it came via that
okay,
thread.
sure.
Yeah. It came via that thread, and all it is a maps link, like a shared location pin, with a Holiday Inn Express in downtown Canes.
Oh.
And a GIF that is like, we hear.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I'll shoot a text off. As I was leaving the apartment, I would have texted Vernon back like on my way. I'm going to follow up that text with, they're here. We can meet them. Or I can meet you. And then I pass on the Sasha's address.
Okay. I get Steve. I'll look to Steve. Jess's friends are here.
Oh. Well, we should go.
I say we
should go and talk to him. Yeah.
I think we should.
Sorry, for a second, I was on Crunchyroll. Go ahead.
Nice. I think we should meet them.
I agree. Cora, did you drive here?
I can't drive. I'm eternally 14.
I just thought maybe you would have stolen a car by now.
No. Should tonight be the night?
No, we should take the train.
I mean, it would be fun to steal a car. No. What am I talking about?
We're not stealing a car.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Should we vote on it?
Yeah.
Jess isn't even there, and is
I'll
like...
vote. I'll steal a car. I vote yes.
I'll steal a car.
I text, maybe you should steal a car.
God, no.
Look, if Onyx was here, they would be saying no.
And
so...
and then we would ask God. And
we would ask God?
God's always been on my side.
God isn't real, Steve.
I learned that in church. God's always been on my side. So if he's on my side, that's a vote. It's 2 votes for me. But Josie, in all seriousness, maybe
Roll a
you won't
d20
have,
right now.
Maybe. Well,
His
you know
quadrille
I
roll.
have one ready.
I know you have one ready. That's why I said it.
17.
Steal a car, I think.
I guess we steal a car.
Well, Josie, think
you-
about it. If you really do go with Mother's Choice, you may not be able to go through things much longer. Wait,
What?
I touched the cemetery wall. What happens?
I mean, that altercation happened like just a few hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
You feel still.
But is that his witch power or?
I mean, it's one I stole, but we've narratively said that I use it through my witch.
Yeah. I mean, you could try, but you don't get a sense that.
No,
you
I'm too
feel
scared.
anything.
I think he's too scared to try.
Okay.
All right, are we really still? Whatever we do, we gotta go.
Yeah.
We need to do it tonight so that I don't feel bad for not including Onyx, because she kind of told me to like leave her alone tonight so I can narratively
Okay.
get away with this.
Well, Cora, I don't. If you want to use your hypnotic powers to maybe convince someone to give us a car, and
I mean, Josie
Or
can
just drive us.
Wait, who has a car?
Just use the hypnotic powers to convince someone to drive us there.
Oh yeah, that's also
Oh.
that. Oh,
We're
and then
not
we're not stealing a car. That's actually
We're not
really
stealing.
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there an app for
It's
that?
just
There's gotta
it's
be
just
an app
Uber
for
with
that.
extra stuff.
Hypnotizing your Uber.
Yeah.
The thing is this is a city, so we can't just stop someone walking around randomly because they're probably not near their car or don't have one. So we
Yeah,
need
we
to
would have
stop.
to
We're
call-
gonna have to stop a car.
I'm just gonna call an Uber and then we can ride for free. We'll just have him cancel the
Yeah.
ride.
Well, then we should call a cab. Then that's what we should do.
Yeah, we'll call a cab to the graveyard and then hypnotize them to drive us for free to the Holiday Inn Express.
Beep, beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep, 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 beep.
I also text Jess back and say we're on our way to the Holiday Inn Express.
It's late
Thumbs
at
up.
night, so I guess there's probably only one person manning the desk because they haven't answered yet.
Who are you calling? The taxi company?
Yeah. Still ringing.
My brother in Christ.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Can we get a
Who
cab?
is this?
No. Steve.
The Uber's 5 minutes away. Put the
Hi,
phone
Steve.
I
How
hang
can
up.
I help you?
I hang up.
Okay.
All
Very
right.
weird that the tab company say, "Who is this?"
That's what I think. I called the wrong number. I used a Yellow Pages that's been sitting here for a while. So.
You said
The
it's
number just transferred like all numbers do in this gosh darn town.
It'd be really weird if an old lady had the number of the cab company. Numbers don't just like switch places.
Maybe it's just a local cab company. You don't know. Do you want to call her back and ask?
We should call her back.
Yeah.
Is this Steve?
I never told you my name the first time, you witch! I hang up.
Yes, we did.
No, I know. I'm just. I don't call the
She,
second time.
the scene cuts to an old woman alone in her house with like 40 yellow cabs lining the street, and she's like, "Oh, I thought we were gonna get one."
Oh, man.
And that's what happens.
No, it's
when
just
you-
her husband. Her husband, the cab driver. Gerald, he's at 453.
Go get him. Anyway, so
It's a yellow
Jess.
minivan.
You text Jess and tell her you're on the way to
Yeah.
the place. Amazing. So then, Jess, do you just go back?
full 180. I have to walk
Full
back. the other
180, and you
side.
gotta walk
Yeah.
back, and you're gonna have to get on a train to
Mhm.
access it, or you can also
Hypnotize
try
Uber.
to find a ride.
I will legitimately pay for an Uber.
Okay, I would say like you probably would have like Uber. There's like Uber Teen accounts now.
There are, yeah,
I
yeah.
think. Aren't
Or
there?
no, can I
Like-
take one of those scooters?
Yeah,
Like
you
a
can take
big
like a
lime?
lime scooter.
Yeah, like a lime
Yeah,
scooter.
you can take a lime scooter.
Oh, guys, we
yeah.
don't have to hypnotize anybody. I'm just gonna use my mom's credit card. Fuck her.
Oh, hell yeah. That's
I mean-
stealing her power.
Steve,
Yeah.
I don't want to be like a plan ruiner, but if you're trying to stay away from your mom and you use her credit card, won't she see that you did that and be able to like?
We're gonna have to hypnotize the Uber driver. We're back to the.
I just kind of want to
plan.
see. I just kind of want to hypnotize somebody.
I want to. I think you got this in you, Cora. I want to see you hypnotize.
Cora,
Okay.
practice on me.
Sure. No.
Please.
No.
Please.
You've been through.
I would just like to kind of feel happy in this moment. Just like
Okay.
make me think of like, I don't know. Never mind. You're right. I don't want to be messed with.
I mean, she
No,
kind of looks at
the
you,
moment's
Vernon.
passed.
I'll do it.
The moment's passed.
Okay.
I'm in a really bad place.
She kind of like pats your shoulder. She's come down again from the.
This is also a teenager who broke up with his boyfriend yesterday. So
Yep.
this is like he's
boyfriend
in a bad...
is feeling angry about it.
First
tried to make
boyfriend,
a pass
first
at Jess,
yeah, tried to make a pass at
and
Jess,
it failed.
has gotten rejected.
His mom, yeah.
He got yelled at by his crush. He's like, he's not in a good place.
Yeah.
You don't wanna
Cora
be
like pats
hypnotized.
you and kind of like side hugs you.
Yeah.
It'll be okay, Steve.
Steve just cries.
Oh, yikes.
Zach is joking, but really it's sad.
So y'all call an Uber, pile in the car. It is like midnight at this point on a week night.
This person's probably like, oh my
Four teenagers get into the back of this cab.
It's an Uber Black.
It's an Uber Black. It's a woman driving, and she kind of looks in the rearview mirror and is like, which one of you is Josie? Was it you who called the Uber?
Yeah.
Okay.
How did you know her name?
You witch! Okay, and you're going to the
Holiday Express.
Express in downtown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got separated from our parents.
No.
We're traveling.
And Cora, you see like that kind of cues her to start her hypnosis. And let me pull up the
Let's go,
hypnosis.
Cora. Let's go.
Okay. So Cora is a vampire now. And that means that she
My ex-girlfriend's a
can
vampire.
hypnotize. My ex-girlfriend's a vampire. Okay,
That's
so
Vernon's
she
first album.
can hypnotize people who have no strings on her. This woman has absolutely no strings on her. Roll with hot on a 10 and up. They do exactly what you wish and have no idea that anything is wrong. Okay.
Because Cora's a
so-
vampire, she should have a string on this lady too.
Oh, she should, yeah,
Because
because
she's
she
so
gets a
hot.
string.
She's
She's
so
beautiful.
Because she's a really hot child, and this.
So she
She just
gets,
finds her very charismatic.
yeah. She gets in the car, and like y'all are really, really nervous. Like Steve, you've clearly been crying and are trying to not cry. Josie, you're pale as hell and like grappling with existentialism. Vernon is a 84-year-old trapped in a teen body, and Cora is the one who handles this ride with ease. Like halfway through, she starts chatting up the Uber driver. She's sat in the front, is kind of taking the brunt of the social interaction. At one point, you kind of hear her like talking to this woman about her kids, how like her oldest one is starting 5th grade and he's really nervous because he wants to learn an instrument in middle school, so he thinks he has to start practicing now. Her youngest is in 3rd grade and has started reading way above their reading level chapter books and is causing a little bit of trouble in class. But like just going really through it, the like story, and Cora's kind of just laughing, putting on the charm, and you hear her in the front of the Uber look at this woman, and she just goes, you know, it would be really like cool if this ride could just be free. I feel like this has been the best ride I've ever had. It would just be cool if, like, you know, you got us to our parents safe, and we, you know, you just be doing good in the community. And she goes to kind of hypnotize this woman, and I'll roll in the chat like y'all do.
Let's do it.
And Cora has the +1 hot, I would say, counter to, you have the +2 hot, don't you, Vernon? Cool.
Oh,
That's just
Okay.
one. That's just one.
That's
Okay.
just one. How do you choose 2? Oh, I see. You do that. Okay, so
Yeah.
pretend I didn't roll the 4.
Okay,
I'm
we're just
gonna do
it
the
now.
2.
oh, I
Ew.
Oh. He hypnotizes the hell out of this woman. The woman does not even see the transition between this ask and, like, the part of the conversation. She just immediately, like, laughs and, like, flinks her finger on the phone, hits cancel, and continues going to the destination. She's like, "Oh, I know where the Holiday Inn Express is. They have the best pool in Canes, and I'm not even lying. There's not a lot of pools in Canes, so this is going to be a good one. I think, like, if you guys are having a reunion with your parents, you are going to love this place." And she keeps driving.
I didn't bring my trunks.
I text Cora and I say, as I'm sitting in the back seat,
Jess or Cora?
Cora. I text
Okay.
Cora.
You text Cora.
Oh, teenager move.
And I say, "Incredible, you're natural."
She sends back a winky face.
I thumbs up the winky face. Can you do that?
Smooth.
God almighty.
Yeah, you can.
You can thumbs up your own message. So there's, like, a thumb and a winky face next to
Yeah,
the...
I'll do that.
You kind of see her, like, laugh and, like, roll her eyes from the front seat, and she puts her phone away. Y'all make your way to the Holiday Inn Express. Jess, I would say in about the same amount of time that it took them to get the Uber and then to, you would find yourself
Oh, bless you.
Oh.
dying. Sorry.
Oh.
My throat is so dry from fighting injustice. So, y'all find yourselves just magically, you get out of the Uber, and Jess, you are kind of walking from the stop that your train was on. And you find yourself kind of on this busy main street with a Holiday Inn Express tucked in, like, sign glowing.
Hey, Jess. I think, are they all staying here? Do you know everyone that's here?
I don't know who he brought. We'll see. And I
Thanks
will
for
call Sasha.
Hi, Jess. I'm Cora.
Oh, hi, Cora. We haven't met.
vampire.
Oh,
Ooh,
For-
okay, cool.
It's new. It's fresh. You smell amazing, by the way.
Oh,
Not
thanks,
in
girl.
a vampire way, just like, well, I mean, kind of in a vampire way. And she kind of looks at Vernon. She's like, kind of in a
Vernon.
vampire way.
You didn't tell me that I smelled amazing in a vampire way.
Vernon, you didn't tell her that she smelled amazing in a vampire way?
I thought it many times. I'm sorry. I should have verbalized it. You do smell amazing in a vampire way and in not a vampire way.
But I will always be the first one who told you that. And she, like, winks at you.
Guys, I'm just now
Ooh.
realizing I don't think I can smell anymore. I don't think I've been able to smell this whole time. I just
That
tried
sucks
to
because
smell.
that'll change the way that you taste too. So there's like food tastes different to you.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Well,
look,
she's...
I don't really need to eat, so like, I do eat, mostly just I don't know. I'm kind of sad now. Can we?
I'll call Sasha to ask what room essentially.
You'll call Sasha?
Yeah, I will call
Okay.
as we're walking into the lobby.
As you're walking into the lobby, you are pulling out your phone to call, and you hear, "Oh my god!" And you
From
look
where?
up. You look up, and right in front of you, in like the area that usually is like the continental breakfast in the morning, but that turns into just like a sitting room. There's like maybe like a coffee machine, and like a hot water station where people can do like coffee and tea 24/7. Little magazine pile, little like book stand. You see Sasha in like classic cat classic, just flawless fashion, blue kind of cardigan, crisp, like if you look at them, they look like crisp kind of khaki pants, but if you get a closer look at them, you see that they are like an extremely expensive pair of like Viore like joggers that are just khaki colored. So he's like in comfort. He's clearly been traveling, but still looks flawless. The rest of you, you see this person um, in front of you addressing Jess. Um, and he just looks. I don't even know what word to describe him except just like so crispy. He's just
So
like
crispy.
he kind of floats almost up to you just flawlessly and hugs you, Jess. Oh my god, it feels like it's been years. Oh,
I
how are you? You look
I'm
gorgeous but troubled.
I've
Does
missed
he
you
smell
so
good?
much.
He looks like he smells good.
These are the others that I told you about. This is Steve, Vernon, and Josie, and then I just met Cora. They're like you a little bit. They're a little different, and like we really need your help. Oh my gosh, did you bring anyone else?
I did. Believe it or not, Roman came with me.
Roman. I
I'm
told you
saying,
Arya.
you told me Arya. Arya did not tell me Arya. She, don't. I'm not even gonna bore you with her. Okay, I'm not even gonna bore you with her. Who are you all? Hello,
Hi, I'm Vernon Jasper. Nice to meet you.
Vernon.
Yes, you
Hello.
do smell
He
very
like
nice.
holds your hand out, or holds his hand out, for a handshake.
I'll give a handshake.
It's the limpest handshake you've ever. It's like
Oh my
the
god.
prettiest handshake, and he kind of like jerks his hand back. Yes, Vernon, and you are. He gestures to you, Steve,
I'm Steve. Nice to meet you.
and you've been crying.
I have been, yeah. Just remember that my dad's dead. So,
Just remembered.
yeah, we'll get into it.
I'm sure we will. And you. He gestures to Josie.
Hi. I go to shake his hand and then like goes through it.
Ah, I see.
Winky.
Oh, cheeky. All right. Well, your friends certainly are interesting, to say the least. I'm happy that you have settled in so quickly. Forgotten all about us, I'm sure, right, Roman? And from behind him, kind of like tucked into the corner, almost as if he wasn't there and just kind of materialized. You see your other friend who you may not be as close with, but are still, he ran with you guys in your crowd. You see Roman Fletcher, and he's just dressed all in black. The light from the like fluorescent bulbs doesn't quite seem to catch him as he moves through the space. His eyes are like dark, almost like black brown with like rings of orange around the irises, and he approaches you. Very tall man, kind of almost like engulfs Sasha in shadow, and he kind of nods to the four of you and you, Jess, and says, "Good to see you, Jess."
I didn't know you were coming.
You know, I didn't want Sasha to travel alone, I guess.
I'm glad you're here. I missed you too.
Kind of nods at that and steps a little bit back.
It's like the supernatural Scooby-Doo crossover.
So let's go into, I hate to say it because it's not great, but let's go into our room for a little privacy. We got a room. We used Roman's dad's platinum card, with permission, of course.
Yes,
Yeah,
time is of the essence.
I'm sorry y'all couldn't get a nicer place. I
No,
appreciate
it's
you
okay.
coming here
We
though.
wanted to get a taste of like the local, you know.
I wouldn't say the Holiday Inn Express is really a taste of the local. There's a lot more culture to be seen here, but perhaps we
I'm
should talk about it
sure.
further in your room.
Yes, come right this way. And he like kind of in that same fluidity and gracefulness just takes you to the elevator. You ride up a couple floors and find yourself in the it's decent hotel room. There's 2 beds. It's clean. It suits the needs for this quick trip. Steve, what's up?
As we walk in, I'm just gonna like kind of stay in the back, and I'm gonna text Onyx, and pin our location, and just say meeting Jess's friends. If you don't hear from me in a couple of hours, come looking.
Okay.
Or if you don't hear from me when you wake up, maybe.
Okay, I was gonna
what I'm
say,
saying.
it's
late.
and she probably hasn't had you on the radar
Yeah.
for obvious reasons.
I think he's not expecting a response. It's truly
Okay.
like a safety precaution. Yeah. Just because
So
you
if
never
you
know.
don't hear from me.
Yeah, like if you haven't heard from me by the time you wake up, come looking.
Okay. Cool. So you go and there's, you know, a couple chairs, there's 2 beds, you all find a seat. And Sasha sits on one of the like squishy like velour chairs and just like kind of leans in and crosses his like very long doughy limbs, like dough as in like a deer, like just very, I
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
him to be very like so tell me everything. Catch me up. What's the story here?
Jess will walk up and sort of take, in a very clearly like habitual motion, go take her place like at his shoulder. And kind of like stand in that like behind, but like off to the side.
He like kind of pats your hand if you find it.
They're dealing with something we've never seen before. She's like, what is she, Steve?
I don't know. Whatever she is, she's powerful, most likely ancient, reality warping powers, teleportation, illusion. I mean,
She might be able to bring people back from the dead.
yeah, it's definitely something she's at least offered. also seems to be some sort of perhaps devil in the way that she is constantly looking for. Have y'all ever played D&D?
You hear from the bed, Roman has like sat kind of with his legs apart and his hands in between, just like leaning forward, similarly to Sasha, but like taking up a little more space. And he just kind of scoffs at you, just like kind of laughs and shakes his head a little bit. Sasha shoots him a kind of glance to get him to shut up, and he like. And Sasha looks back at you. I've heard of D&D, but I don't. This is real life.
Yeah,
Steve.
yeah. You should play sometime. It's the next big storytelling medium. Anyway, it's so you've seen movies. Devil Went Down to Georgia. Constantly looking for a deal, and the deals that she has made, people have paid heavy prices, life, death. We don't know what she is. I mean, everything I just told you is what we know about her. She controls these creatures, almost ghoul-like, in their makeup. One of them was able to look and act and sound a lot like me before being discovered. She tried to turn our friend into one of those and failed, and so now Josie is
Dead,
dead,
but still here.
but still here. She killed another one of our friends. She turned Josie's younger brother into one of these ghoul things. She brought my father back from the dead, maybe, or replaced him with a very accurate facsimile of himself. Was the SAT word. I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do. And Jess says that you guys have dealt with stuff like this and made it clear that we were uneducated and unprepared. And he says those last two things like right at Jess. And then looks back to Sasha and says, so I'm trying to get educated before more of my friends die.
Well, Steve, I wouldn't take Jess that seriously. And he kind of nudges you, Jess. A loving nudge, but in response to your spiciness. And he chuckles and says, we've seen a lot. Can't quite put my finger on it, but from what you're describing, and he looks over at Roman, who is become severely focused on you, Steve, and almost the rings of his eyes, the reddish orange rings of his eyes, for a minute look as though they are alit, on fire. The flickering maybe of the lights could be, making you think that, but Sasha kind of looks in his direction and says, now Roman, that resurrection, though, that kind of sounds like your guy. And Roman breaks his gaze on you, Steve, and says, well, I don't know if it's the same, but I do owe a debt. to a person who sounds like he can do the things that your person can do.
The entity that we deal with, she calls herself Mother. Usually appears like an obscured woman in a hooded cloak.
She sounds like a dark power.
Sounds like you're not unfamiliar with dark power.
I'm bound to a dark power. And he looks at you again, Steve, and the rings of his eyes flood his entire pupil and retract back. So yeah, I think I know a thing or two.
This dark power that you're bound to still out there? Have you done anything about it?
He's not here with me now, but if I needed something, I could get in touch with him.
Could you... Is there a world where if you are bound to some ancient dark being, that they would know of the existence of this ancient dark being? Sounds like it's a pretty niche crowd.
I could ask, but it would cost. As I'm sure you know it always does with these things.
Yeah.
Well, I think that obviously you both can probably help us, but I just want to cover my bases. You are both obviously very powerful, but if you could get into specifics kind of about your past and exactly what power you have, maybe we could just kind of get past the pleasantries and get on with this, defeating this evil power.
Oh, you're so quick to put us in a little box, aren't you? You want to know this, you want to know that, you want to know this. I was invited here to help you, and I'm helping you. Jess, aren't I helping them?
You're being so helpful. Thank you.
Ooh, they both said thank you the same way.
No, that's a great point. I think she's beginning to sort of like mirror his mannerisms a little bit.
Yeah,
like falling
you do
into
see,
something.
Yes, you're being very helpful. Let's keep up the helpfulness.
Vernon's a vampire. Josie's dead. I am a practicer of, I mean, for lack of a better term, magic. That's what we can do. And we have been able to do jack shit to this entity. So what do you bring to the table? I ask respectfully.
I suppose that's a more fair way to put it. I can create. I can bring people together. I can make them better. I can make them worse.
Do you do TED Talks?
Clever. He's clever.
Show us.
Hey, Jess.
Sasha's a real queen.
Show them. And he will look at you, Jess, and he'll look at Vernon, because he has streaming.
Yes.
So he has a telepathic connection with you, and from the beginning of this interaction knows and has known all of whatever superficial thoughts have passed through your mind about Vernon. And in doing so, is activating the secondary choice of many bodies. And when he promises you to Vernon, when he indulges you to Vernon, entices you to Vernon to say, show them, is going to add 2 to a roll to have you turn Vernon on at his gesture. He's not going to do the second part.
Sorry, run that by me again.
So what you need to do, he's saying he's
okay.
has been knowing that you and Vernon are something based on whatever telepathic like tidbits he's picked up since you guys have been in the same
canoodling. Yeah.
And because of that information is going to, for the sake of demonstration, show the power that he has over people by encouraging you to essentially seduce Vernon in this moment. So you need to roll to turn Vernon on.
Cool. Can I ask Matt what Vernon is doing? Like where he's sitting?
I am sitting in the closest chair to Sasha, however that is, probably like a those like single plush chairs that are in hotel rooms.
Okay. She will, at Sasha saying her name and like kind of giving this wordless like look between her and Vernon, will hold his gaze for a second and then walk over to Vernon, put a knee on the cushion, the space like between his legs, put her hand against his chest, push him back, and get real close, and then hold there for a second, and then pull back, and then undoes like his top button as she walks away.
So yeah, roll and you get a plus. You get to add 2 to this.
Okay.
I may not be using it the right way, but narratively, this is fun.
You're the master of ceremonies.
I do what I want.
Oh. And then I also add 2. Oh. 9.
Okay. So that's a partial success. I would
Can
say.
Can I spend one of my strings on Vernon to bump it up to a 10?
Yeah, please.
Will I do that?
Get his ass.
Get his ass. Yeah, so that then,
literally get his ass.
Yeah, take his
get
ass,
that
and get it. You do all of that, Jess, and Vernon from like behind Jess over her shoulder as she's doing this, and you are a little bit distracted because 1, it's really hot, and 2, you can feel a bit of what doesn't seem like any power is happening. You feel kind of a tension in Jess that is not necessarily hers. She's not being magically forced to do something that she doesn't want to do, but this like power of suggestion, this power of like intensity is like kind of just radiating through her. Because for the sake of demonstration, and this was like kind of a coercion, in that we're not going to say that there's any strings to be gained or promises or anything, but you actually no, I would say by proxy, Sasha now has a string on Vernon.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a little bit of like, is it Jess that you're into in this moment, or is there an intrigue in Sasha?
I think that I
Getting messy.
I think I get a little embarrassed at this. I don't turn, my cheeks don't turn red because I don't think that can physically happen to me.
He got no blood.
I have no blood, but I do like kind of slouch a little. I catch myself glancing at Cora and then Sasha and then Jess, and then I say, okay.
I know that this is a dick thing to say, but feral and everything. I think that Steve would just look over at Roman and say, "Do you do anything useful?"
Wow.
Bad idea.
Wow.
Your funeral, Steve.
Steve's in a place.
Jess says.
Steve says, "Do you do anything useful?" to someone who just said that he's tied to a dark power. This is fun.
He unbuttons Steve's top button.
That's funny. That's really funny.
It would shut Steve up.
Yeah,
oh my god, for real though.
I mean, to be fair, that's a really good. And I think that Roman would be just kind of a dick back to you enough. And so he'll look at you. He's been kind of staring at you this whole time. He looks at you and he like kind of crooks a smile. And you see his eyes kind of do that same fire flare thing. And he just stands up and comes over to you. And Steve, you're tall.
Yeah.
This man dwarfs you.
Okay.
Like, he's a good, like,
very masculine, 15.
Or 5 inches taller than you.
Mm-hmm.
But he's hovering over you, and he takes the string of your hoodie and kind of, like, pulls it and, like, lets it go. And he's gonna roll to turn you on. And he does have a +1 hot.
This wedding is horse shit.
What'd you say?
I said this wedding is horse shit. It's a Step Brothers quote.
So he has a +1 to hot. Oh. So he only rolls an 8. Let me see if he has anything.
There is. I'm looking at the sheet. The power flows through you.
So I didn't choose that bargain.
Mm-hmm.
I chose 2 other ones, but
do whatever you gotta do. That's all I gotta say.
Well, you don't know which ones I chose, so oops, the power flows through you. I'm gonna take suggestions from the players today. That's my goal.
Nice.
Thanks, Mayumi. So glad you joined us.
He's going to. I love that I'm using a fucking dark power. So it says you give the dark power a string in order to add 2 to your next roll. He's going to give the string he has on you, Jess, in order to prove himself for you. So he pulls the string on your hoodie. Literally and figuratively. He pulls the string on your hoodie, Steve, and for a minute you're just like, whatever, it's not gonna work on me. And then his eyes glow red and they stay like that. And for a brief moment you see behind his shoulder a kind of fiery almost like it came from embers. Like, you know, at a campfire when like the inside of the wood is glowing that like reddish color and it's aligned with ash on the outline of his hand. You see a dark figure kind of like spectrally glitching behind him with long fired horns coming out of his head.
Stepdad?
Stepdad.
I think
Stepdad Steve.
I think Stepdad Steve. Yeah.
Stepdad Steve. No, I mean maybe, but just
No,
long fiery
yeah.
horns. But it's just an outline,
I
similarly
think,
to Mother, I would say, in the way that you can't quite tell features.
Okay.
You feel as though the light just isn't quite right. You could see more if you could just get a better glance, and then it's gone.
I think I am going to.
So he now has a string on you.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't for coercion. Well, it was kind of, but he wasn't like being told to do that. He chose that. So he does have a string on you now. And
I choose one of these options.
And you choose one of those options.
I think I'm gonna give myself to him, but it's not in a romantic and or sexual way. I think he gives himself to him and like he's impressed, and he just like really earns Steve's respect, and like Steve kind of like nods his head and like steps back a little bit, and then yeah, he's just like, all right. At least one of you didn't waste the trip up here, I guess.
Oh, Jess, your friends are so funny. They're so funny. I'm so glad that you left and came and decided to hang out with them and leave us behind.
You know that wasn't my fault.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to. I just.
No, we're having a conversation here. Whose fault was it, Jess?
Oh my God.
I was. Look, they shipped me out here. Okay, I didn't have a choice in the matter. I came home and like my clothes are in fucking garbage bags.
Well, I missed you too. Thank you so much for inviting me out here so that we could be, you know, shit talked by your friends and doubted. I guess we can help if you want. This one doesn't seem to put too much faith in us.
I'm sorry, you just kind of came at us with an attitude of superiority, and I just don't know where that came from. I was very honest with you when we first met you, and I don't understand where this attitude is coming from.
And I was very honest with you. And suddenly now I'm a mediocre performance, and he's the one that has all of the stuff that you want.
You made Jess go flirt with Vernon. I'm sorry, but people are dying. Do you expect me to be impressed? Like, why do I, Jess, you told us that your friends were like us.
Yeah, and I said that they're not exactly like you. They can do other things.
You're willing to put
What do you
them
want?
You're willing to put them in danger? But you're gonna yell at us for doing stuff with a dead person, a vampire, and a witch?
They're gonna be fine. You guys have been fumbling the ball and you know it. So I'm sorry if like my history with these two gives me a lot more faith in their ability to help than you who I just met.
I'm just saying, for someone to yelling at us for putting people in danger, it's a bit hypocritical.
Fuck you, Steve.
Okay,
it's getting late. I feel like we are getting off on the wrong foot here. Maybe some sleep. We can meet up for breakfast tomorrow. I saw that they've got like a continental breakfast nook down there. Maybe we meet up, get Onyx to come with. We can start over waffles, brand new.
Yes, sure, that sounds fantastic. We can start fresh. We've been traveling all day. Maybe we're just tired and need a little rest.
Yeah, sorry. Just found out my mom's been lying to me my whole life and my dad was dead. And Steve gets up and leaves.
Tell him I forgive him.
And as he's leaving, he's actively crying.
Well, this has gone, I'm going to say poorly. But
Thanks, Vernon.
But I do see that you both are not just pretending that you have experiences with these kind of people. So I do want to hear you both out. And I think Waffles sounds like a good place to start.
Sounds good to me.
I know you can't eat, Vernon, but that's still very sweet.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, that is very sweet.
I have a feeling I would be a pancake guy.
80 years with no pancakes.
Yeah. Josie, we both can't really eat.
I mean, I put it in my mouth. I go, I'm not, and it goes somewhere. So
Same.
I love to think it just falls right through.
Just leaving a trail.
But it still goes through everything. Like it's like
yeah.
You can see it go down there.
Oh, really? It's miles long.
I'm sorry that this didn't go super well. Jess, thanks for introducing us. Thanks for meeting us out here. Hope everybody gets some good rest. There's a lot to talk about, and I'm really, really hopeful that you guys can help us out.
I'll walk you guys down.
Be coming back, Jess. Yeah. Good, we have a lot to catch up on. And he kind of winks at you.
Yeah. She doesn't say anything, but she does like she's acknowledging him over her shoulder.
Yeah. So you take Vernon and Josie and Cora, who's pretty much stayed quiet the whole time after she realized that, she's not really a part of this. She just kind of was supposed to hypnotize the driver and ended up getting caught up in it. And she's like, well, that was crazy. And she kind of walks ahead of you and she goes, Vernon, I'll maybe see you tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll walk home with you.
Oh.
I'll meet you outside in a second.
Okay. And she will make her way towards the front of the lobby. Steve.
When I left the room, I texted Onyx and I said, "Old habits die hard." And I took out my wallet, my keys, and I changed my settings so that my phone doesn't automatically shut off and the screen stays open. And I placed it all on the ground right in front of the door. And then I leave the hotel.
God damn it, dude!
What? Okay, and so you leave.
Yeah, head into the woods.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Jess, you find yourself out in the lobby with.
Why don't you take your shit with you?
Because I don't want you to be able to find me.
Vernon
or stop me.
And Josie. You've walked them out.
Yeah. The fuck is Steve's problem?
He does this sometimes. I think he gets really defensive when people challenge him. He's going through a lot. That's not an excuse. Just as somebody who's known him a little bit longer, he kind of just he can be so chill and goofy one minute, and then he's hurt, and then he'll kind of lashes out or does this shit and just fucking leaves.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's
Like maybe he went to Onyx's, maybe he's in the fucking woods, but like as a boundary I'm setting, I'm gonna take his stuff. Hopefully we see him tomorrow for waffles.
he just does whatever, huh? I just okay. I've not known you that long. Here's my very honest opinion. Steve seems like I don't know. Do you consider him like a leader of you guys?
I don't think we have a leader per se.
I think Steve could be the leader. I think he has that in him, but I don't think he is the leader. At least not right now.
It seems like a bunch of shit happens with him, and you guys gotta go chase him down, clean up his mess, go find him when he runs into the woods, I guess.
I mean,
I was trying to help. I told him what I was doing, and then he goes in there and he's like immediately this like on the offensive for some fucking reason. He was the one who got me into this.
I think he's a really hard time telling you that he just likes you. I don't know to what end, but I think he sees you with your friends who know you, and he felt really challenged by that. And I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't agree with how he behaved. I don't think you did anything wrong. But boys, am I right?
I don't.
No offense, Vernon. No offense, Vernon.
I would never do that.
Y'all are
You
some
can be one of the girls
emotionally
if you want.
mature 14-year-olds.
It's the trauma.
The trauma.
I think.
Well, I am dating a woman who's in college, so I'm very mature for my age.
Oh, Josie.
I'm 80.
So you take his stuff, Josie, Steve's
Mhm.
stuff. Y'all make your way out to the front of the hotel. Cora is waiting for you, Vernon. You all promise to come back tomorrow for waffles. As you leave, you wave goodbye to Jess.
I do. I take a second before going out to talk to Jess. I mean, if Josie's there, but preferably just us two.
I go out there and I like look around for Steve if he's like still near. I'm like, I guess I'm just gonna bye, y'all. I'm gonna start walking home.
Floating.
Yeah.
I'll stop Jess before we go outside. You're staying with them tonight, I suppose?
Yeah. I have to. Yeah, he asked. So.
It's safe?
Yeah, Vernon.
All right.
I'll call you if that changes.
Right. I think that your friends are eccentric, but aren't we all a little eccentric? And I hope that they can help us because, as you can see, we desperately need help.
Yeah. Actually, could you stick around?
Yeah.
I know you don't need to sleep anyway.
Sure.
Yeah, just around.
Of course.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, you know where I'll be, so.
Okay.
And then I just kind of awkwardly, in a like not wanting to stop facing Vernon as I'm walking away, doing like a weird kind of like backwards walk and like turning and looking at him until I like turn a corner where like I can no longer see him anymore.
Yeah. You make your way back to the elevator, back up to the room, and you walk in. Neither Sasha nor Roman have moved from the spot that they were when you left. But as you come back in, Sasha stands up and he comes over and he hugs you. And then he, hands on your shoulders, kind of like holds you at arm's length and takes a good look at you, puts his hands on both your cheeks and kind of like cradles your face in his hands. And it feels as though being back here with him in this space, it's like no time has passed. And you are home. You are right where you're supposed to be. And he takes a deep breath. And he says, "Come back with us." And that's where we'll end tonight's episode of Monsterhearts. Sophomore Year.
Angie.
I can't not.
Angie.
I can't not. We're gonna end a little early today, so that we can all, mostly me, get some rest. Cause life be lifing, and I gotta take a little lay down. But I wanted to end it on a little spicy note so that you have something to think about. Everybody kind of has some stuff to think about. But join us back here at an indeterminate amount of time. Check our socials for more info on our post-holiday plans for these angsty teens. And I didn't do it, Zach, just like you sometimes don't, but now you do because you've grown and you've learned. But we have a Discord. And so if you liked hanging out with us in the chat and you want to chat in our Discord, something or other, charmed family situation. I don't know. Zach's going to do it. Go to the freaking chat. I don't know. I don't know about
something.
Discords and TikToks and whatever. So thank you for coming. Thank you to my players for indulging me for a straight 2 hours, so that we can have a little break at the end. Thank you if you were watching. Hang out with us at a later time. And as always, everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.